Hello everyone, welcome back to my World 2 build. This is episode 7, the real episode 7. Last episode 7 was actually number 6. So, I've been doing some stuff. Well, I'll take a little run around here and show you what I've been up to. Spawning sheep, because I need some string for the frames. So I've moved a bunch of machines and built some new ones. I'll show you down here if I can get through there. Yeah, that's a real fun spot. So I keep needing ink, so I named a squid by using a name tag, and then you put it on the anvil. It takes 5 levels to name it. So I've named him Bob, and I put him in a little pool of water here, just a 2x2 block thing of water here. And here's a rancher from MFR. Nothing special about it, just plop the thing down and give it power. Put the chest behind it, and it spits out ink, and a lot of it. So I should now have an unlimited supply of ink, and thank you to Ian Robson and Nor the Warrior. I went over and had a look at their house and saw how they had theirs set up. I'd never even heard of doing this before. Okay, well, what else have we gotten done? Right now I've got a bunch of bees going through here. I'll show you why in a moment. You can see their Explorer effect, that's the XP. So I'm doing a dozen Rocky Princesses and a dozen drones. I'm doing a bunch of modifications to them, and I'll show you why here in a second. Nothing new in here, I don't think. I don't know if I showed you this before, the energetic infuser. You put your tools that use RF, you can throw in here and it'll charge them. I've moved my books here so you can have a looky here. The left one there, Digger Age, that takes me to the hub where I can go to everybody's house. Ian Robson needed some shale gas or nether plasma gas, I guess it was, source blocks, so I made a tunnel borer in the nether, so I needed the nether brick anyway, or the nether rack, so yeah, I got one going there. It stalls every time it hits Ardite because it's too hard, so I need to revisit that, see what I can do. And the end, there's my nether base with like 1 bee going in the alveary. And my bedrock breaker and tunnel borer, which I showed you last episode. Now I needed some cactus, so I went around, harvested some, and planted some more. So, here is what I've been up to today. What I've done is I've placed 12 apiaries along here. And you can see there's the wooden transport pipe with the gates and all that. Now, speaking of bee stuff, Caravera76, he is working on some bee tutorials. He's got at least the first video, he might have the second one now, and he's going through and showing all the bee stuff. So if you're interested in bees, check out his videos because he's really good at doing the bees in the videos too. So if you don't know who I mean or where I mean, just let me know and I'll give you a link, or else you can just look on my channel. You'll see I'm subscribed to him. And there's actually a link to his channel on mine. Okay, this over here is the back of my laser room. So what we're doing here is 12 bees. I'm going to set them up in slow production because I don't really need or want the combs. So, and put them on low fertility. Anyway, so anything that is excess will go into the tesseract and back to my base. So the purpose of this is XP. So I'm putting them under the floor. You won't be able to see them, but you'll be able to just stand here and the 12 apiaries will just raise your XP up really quickly. And then when I'm working on my printing press or whatever I need levels for the elevators. I can do that here without going over to my B area. Okay, now let's take a run upstairs and have a look there. Beware of cats. There's a litter box I made. Another litter box. I have 4 cats. In real life I have 3 cats. I really like cats, so yeah, there's some cats. Put a muffler here though because it's funny, the cats here are meowing and my real life cats are meowing, so I never know who is doing the meowing, so I muffled this here. But it's pretty funny, these ones are meowing and I get up and check around, check on the cats, and they're all sleeping or whatever and nobody's meowing. Anyway, these are pretty realistic sounding cats. And these 3 up here, I've named them actually after my 3 cats. And I went to feed them and I didn't realize, oh, you can breed them, so I fed them fish and then they bred, and so now I've got another one here that I haven't named hiding in the little tunnel. See, that ought to keep them all entertained. Lots of tunnels and stuff for them to run through and carpet to sit on and scratching posts. Yeah, right. Right about now, those of you who don't like cats are just raging. So we'll move on to something that will interest everyone, hopefully. Now in this room, I showed you all the IC2 stuff. Nothing has really changed there other than, I guess I could show you I automated the macerator up here. There we go. Now this level emitter, what it does, see, it says if there's less than 10,000 sand, turn your light out, or emit a level, what am I saying? Emit the signal when it reaches 10,000 sand. Over here, it's active only without a signal, so when the signal is on, it stops importing the cobblestone. So basically what this does is it takes the cobblestone, grinds it up into sand, and I have set it up so if I have less than 10,000 sand, it will start working and basically maintain the level of 10,000 sand. Now cobble, believe it or not, I ran out of cobble like crazy when I was working on the windmill, so I now have it set up here. So the Ignis extruder uses just a bucket of lava and a bucket of water, and it'll make cobblestone or stone without consuming the stuff. Actually it might consume water when making stone, I can't remember. Anyway, so this, oh, that's important. This level emitter here, see, it has 100, when it's got 100,000 cobble, the thing turns on. And over here it says only work when it's on low signal, so when it's high signal it turns it off. So this maintains 100,000 cobble in my system. I'm not sure, I don't think I had the forestry machines in here when I showed the last video, so we'll have a look at that. It's 3 squeezers. They're all processing chestnuts for my chestnut farm. And I didn't bother with a bunch of storage tanks, it's just on demand. It produces more seed oil than is being used by the carpenter. At some point it'll catch up and I'll start running out of chestnuts, and when that happens it's no big deal because I really don't need, by then I'll have a big supply of frames, and if it falls under I don't really care, I'll just get less stuff, but I don't really need it anyway. Over on this side I've automated, you see the 2 auto brewers. So this one is set up so water bottle goes in here and then it mixes with nether wart, then gas tier, and then the glowstone, and it makes healing potion or potion of regen, I forget which is which. Oh, potion of healing is the bottom one. So that must make this one the regen, yep. So I had to encode the recipe. Basically all I've done there is I put in the water bottle, the nether wart, the gas tier, and the glowstone, I just chucked them in the pattern encoder, just randomly in the grid. It doesn't matter how you set it up, and then place the bottle of regen in the output just to make the recipe, the pattern recipe here to put in. So now what this does is when I say I need a potion of regen, it takes a water bottle from the system plus each of these and just dumps them in. Now I did have to see, I've got water piped into the fluid transposer here. And then I made a pattern. When I want a water bucket, it just dumps a bucket in here, and then it automatically fills with the fluid that's there, which happens to be water. The same with the capsule and the water bottle, so these are all on demand. And you'll see I've got another one here. You know, one thing that's bugging me here about this magma crucible is you can see through it. See, look, you can see right outside through the thing. It's annoying, but anyway. I don't know, I guess that's probably the texture pack. Okay, so here's a fluid transposer. This one's empty. So say I want, well, let's have a look. Resonant ender bucket. So it takes 4 ender pearls and a bucket. So it outputs them into this chest, which then, see, this is just set up though to pull whatever's in the chest, dump in the pipe, and then I have the white list. That means it will take these items only, and it won't put anything else in there. And then I just blacklisted them over here, so there's no possibility of them getting into the wrong machine. So let's look at the resonant ender bucket. So it takes 1 bucket, 4 ender pearls, dumps them in the chest. This says, hey, the bucket goes here, and then the other one says, no, I don't want a bucket. So the 4 ender go in, the ender pearls go into the magma crucible, and this melts them down and outputs them to the fluid transposer, where there will be a bucket sitting there, so it'll fill it up, and then it ejects it to the system. So as you can see, I've done that. I've set up my redstone energy conduit, the cells, tesseracts, impulse item ducts, all this stuff you can do by outputting to a chest and then using the item duct in this fashion. I didn't actually see this done, so it's something I've come up with on my own. It's probably all over the net, but hey, if it isn't, then that's my idea. Over here you'll see I've got a pulverizer in the floor. I just have it set up to pulverize any redstone and sulfur that comes in. I'm doing those two there just because I don't care about it getting the extra ores. And the redstone, when you pulverize it, you get a cinnabar, which can be used with ferrous ore to make shiny ingots. And you need the shiny ingots to make shiny dust, to make enderium, which you use for like tesseracts and stuff like that. Over here is another pulverizer, and this one is set up just for coal. Now, I could put the coal through the extractor and get 5 times the amount. Well, what do I care about coal? I got like 200 and some thousand coal. So I just put it in the pulverizer because it's a lot cheaper to put it through there than tying up another extractor upstairs. Okay, I'm probably going pretty fast here, and if you have any questions, just, you know, post on the page and or on the video, and I will answer them. Here I've got the enderium. It takes, you can see the recipe here, what it takes. There's the cinnabar and ferrous I was talking about to make the shiny ingot. And I don't make bronze, I just make the tinker's alloy. It's done here in the induction smelter, and that's an easy recipe. Is that it for here? I believe it is. So let me see if I've done anything upstairs. I don't think I have. Yeah, I've just tweaked the extractors a bit. Assuming I had this for the last video. Pretty sure I did. If I didn't, well, this is all new, and I'll realize the next video and make a video of it, but I think I already had it. Yes, I did, because I remember doing the auto workbenches. It's been a few days. Okay, well, let me see if I've got anything else on the go. I would say that's about it for this update. I'll probably keep going here tonight, so if I have more to add, I will add to the video. Otherwise, I will close the video when I'm done for the evening. So I'll get back at it. Now I just had a thought. I was just coming back to work on my bees, and I realized that I showed you the auto brewers. You might be wondering what the purpose, like why I bother with those, and here's why. I can automatically produce magnum torches. Now what those do, I'm not sure if I showed you those. That's becoming my catchphrase, isn't it? Anyway, what these do are they prevent mobs from spawning within 64 blocks of the torch, and that works through, through stone or whatever. It's actual distance. It's got nothing to do with what's there between the torch and the entity. And so they will prevent the mobs from spawning. Now that doesn't stop the mobs from wandering in on their own, but that's why you hardly ever see any mobs around my house. So to make them, you need to make the chandeliers, which they're pretty easy to make. The big thing is you need these 2 potions. Well, what a pain in the butt that is to do manually. Even manually doing the auto brewer is time consuming. So that's why I set up those 2 auto brewers just to brew these 2 and make the magnum torches. Oh, there's a thing you can read about it. You can pause it if you can't read it in time. So now I'm back over here checking on the bees, and I will show you. Oh, here we go. So I want long lifespan because I don't want the things dying, because the more they die, the more they reproduce. Slow speed, I want them to just take a long time before they cycle, because I don't really care about their output. So pollen doesn't matter. The flowers are rocks, so I can stick them underground with some stone, and I don't have to make flowers or anything. Fertility I set at 2 instead of 1. I'm not so sure I like that, because that means I'll start chucking bees into the ME system eventually. So I may change that back to 1. The area I increased to 11 by 8 by 11, and Explorer is of course the XP effect. And they should handle the climate and temperature, or the temperature and humidity, no problem. It's here in the desert, rocky bees, they should be okay. And where they're rocky, they already have all this, so I didn't have to go and set all these, like make them nocturnal and make them fly in the rain and work underground. So I went and I did the 12 princesses, and then it was like, yeah, totally forgot about the drones, and I'm gonna go through and do all the drones again. So that is what I'm working on this evening. So I'll show you that once I have it all set up before I cover it. I'll show it to you, and then I'll cover it up, and we'll see what kind of XP we get out of it. Alrighty, I'm back. It's been a couple hours. I forgot how long it would take to do all this. So I've got enough now to get the 4 strains going. I just have to get these recharged. I forgot I had to do the temperature and humidity because I'm doing them in the desert. So, doing the 4 strains now, and it's getting late, so I probably won't finish this before I can get this video out, so you'll have to see the update, save it for the next one. I put the chocolate frames in just to get the bees to process faster, so I won't have to do all the drones because I'll get some extras from this. But I still have to do the remaining 8 princesses, so I will get those going, and then I imagine tomorrow I'll record another video, and I'll show you, well, you should see my XP going up here. But yeah, it should go up 3 times faster than this once I get the other bees going. Which is much faster than my other bee area there, because I only have 4 strains going in there right now. So with 12 it should be super fast. And the reason I'm doing it here, I'm not sure if I said that before, was for the bibliocraft stuff. And okay, well, I guess that we'll call this an episode. I'll give you another update soon, probably in the next day or 2. Until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.